Oh man, I intended to wake up early to go work out, do a little bit of cardio and some core in the morning, and hopefully rest up for today, and then do legs with that Italian friend on Saturday. But you know who upstairs decided to drop heavy things on the floor, like at 12:30, then again at 2 in the morning, and woke me up. So threw that idea out the window. Um, let's take a look at ES, which I'm sure made some big moves overnight. So remember yesterday afternoon we formed a clean 50-minute demand, had a retest, but kind of an over test of that demand. It looked like this is a fake, um, I don't know, breakdown of that demand. It looked like it was going to fail, but it quickly recovered, another test, and then a rally. And it went right to my daily here. Um, it came back down overnight, but then retested the daily again. Meaning, if you were doing futures and you took this swing and didn't sell here, you had another opportunity to sell here as long as you kept your stop down here. Or if you're doing futures, you could have taken this short at this daily, assuming that this rejection here and here would still apply, and you could have taken this short back to yesterday's low, which it went beyond that actually down to this support I have here at 3937. And then came back up to right about yesterday's where yesterday's demand had formed. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Wow, how annoying. Now mind you, I didn't add any lines. um I think I might have adjusted this level. You know what, I don't even think I did. I don't think I did. I don't know if I adjusted the daily from yesterday or whatever, but I know I didn't adjust this. If I had, being my OCD self, I would have brought it up a little bit higher here. I left it where it is. This was a support cluster that I created before. This is a trend line support that I think started back in March. Let's let's take a look at the 1030. Yeah, touch, 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 fail. It may recover, but I don't know. Um, and this is a major support that it's currently bouncing off of, but it could also now reject off of this previous support, now resistance, and this trend line and VWAP. Um, let's take a look at ES. This is ES. I'm sorry. Let's go back to SPY. On SPY, I didn't create this. You know what? Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Yeah. So this was the March 2020 bull trend line. Although I swear we've used like 3 or 4 different trend lines from that spot, March 2020. You know, I was thinking just a moment ago, I was thinking, man, I wish I had the knowledge that I have now, and experience I have now, and was trading back then, you know, to take it short before the pandemic shut down, and then to take it long afterwards, and just trade the rest of 2020 with the knowledge I have now with SPY. I say that, yet somehow I wouldn't be surprised if I would lose money and screw up. I wonder if this would form a channel. Hmm. I wonder if this also is a channel on ES. Well, this would have been a good indicator of when to take shorts, it looks like. Maybe not here, but here, in confluence with this trend line and this resistance. This was just a fake out. I wonder what day this was. 1:30. Was this like an FOMC minutes? Oh, wait a minute. What am I saying? This was FOMC. Um, am I seeing something here? Nah. Okay. Well, oh yeah, VIX. Interestingly, VIX moved back into, I didn't notice this yesterday. I walked away after midday because I lost a little bit of profit I had made, annoyingly. And actually ended up being negative if you count the commission. So we can say it's basically another day of losses. But this was the triangle that VIX broke out of, and we're right back into it again. I tried to find something here, but I guess there is. Excuse me. Man. Um, yeah, I'll try. See if I can. Looks like some odd cluster of supports here, so I'm just gonna do this. What I've done before for the 15s, even though this is a 30. And look, it looks like, let me zoom in a little bit. Looks like we're bouncing off of this trend, the bottom of the triangle, and we might push our way back up even higher. Adam Mancini, I'm sure, sent a tweet out. Let's read that really quick and switch back to ES in the meantime. Huge bidirectional volume continues. Late yesterday, I was looking for a spike back to 4,000 off of 3955 support. 3955 support, right nil. Spike to 4,000, right nil. It's just slightly missed it. No, I'm not adjusting it. This is where it actually needs to be. And I was looking for a spike back to 4,000 off 3955, got to 3998 before rejecting back down. Plan today, 3935 equals support. Just testing right here. I have 3937 for some reason, or 3936 is where I left it. I remember I wanted it there at 3936. Sorry, I'm hungry and I can feel it like in my esophagus. It's hurting. Um, I know it sounds bad. I just want to turn off the computer. I don't want to work today. I just want to go do my morning routine, shower, and I really would just like a nice big breakfast. Eggs, sausage, pancakes, which is bad. That means I didn't get enough sleep, and it means I need to go out and work out and exercise. Because I learned my degree is exercise physiology, and I learned, and this is fascinating, that when you don't sleep properly, um, one of the side effects, other than having increased stress hormones like cortisol released in your body, is I think another hormone called ghrelin, and it's a hunger hormone. It makes you want to eat. So I guess what's happening is your body is sort of like in a type of a fight or flight, but not really. It's in a danger mode, and it basically is assuming that the reason why you're not sleeping is because um, there was some sort of danger keeping you from sleeping, and it releases hormones in that effect, which makes you feel lethargic, wanting to eat and wanting to rest. which seems obvious, but um, I just find it fascinating. I'm sorry. Anyways, plan today 3935 support, just testing reclaim of 35 is 39 reclaiming of 3950 here. So we got to get above 3950 would trigger the next level up, which is 3980 right here. Also 4K. 3935 fails, we sell to 3912, then 3900 major. So I would assume 3950 would be confluent. Well, no, 3950 is confluent to our current spot on VIX here, I think. And 3980, if we can get up to here, might bring us on VIX back to this daily or maybe this hour. On SPY, I believe I gotta find a confluence for 3950 on SPY, which I think it's this one. I think it's here. And 3980 obviously is going to be somewhere here near this weekly support or level. The thing is, well, if this was to power back up, let me go back to a 1030. I think 3900. If this rallies up to here or here, that's probably where we're going to see 3900. I don't know. I have no plan because it's totally up in the air. Nothing screams obvious out to me. Maybe I can see something on SPY. Maybe we have two confluences here on SPY. We have this rising trend and we have our our bearish January 22 trend here. And I guess I could draw a trend here as well. It looks almost better here on SPY. Let's see. Well, another side effect for me when I don't sleep well is this ringing in my ear. I'm just gonna leave that with a 1 thickness. What is this supposed to be? Get rid of this. I wonder if I find this on SPY, I should find something similar. Yeah, I think on ES I tried to start here. Let's see if I just start here. Okay. I'm starting to think that we may just end up being in a chop. Today might just be chop. Or no, I say now that I've said that, watch, it's not going to be chop. It's possible, I believe, that we may just chop between this level, this channel I found, for another day or two. So I guess we could rally today and make our way back up to the top of this level. That's a possibility. We may retest the bull channel or this channel again, or maybe this channel here again before coming back up. But I won't take it long unless I see a clear supply or demand form. I do need to follow a backtest SPX Spider, the gentleman that left a comment, the only helpful comment I've gotten, and try using the 10-minute. I really want to try that over the weekend. I think the weekend's going to be not busy for me at all, so I I'm gonna make a video, maybe make two demo videos back testing the 10-minute. Um, and I actually did at one point try 10-minute. And I remember when I was early trading early on, I started using the 20-minute, and I saw sometimes that the candles would make sense. I don't know how to explain it, but so yeah, that's the plan. The plan is we'll go we'll look to go long if we can see a demand form somewhere within the confluence of the clusters here with the trend line, the rising trend line here, or the January 22 bearish trend line here, or this channel that I found here. I mean, all the confluences come up right here, so we'll have to see and see if a clear, clean demand gets formed and take it from there. And if we miss that chance for some reason, maybe we can get another chance with a short somewhere here. And maybe the VIX can give us a clue as well. What I would like to see here, if we're looking for a bullish scenario, is for the VIX to reject from its triangle, which I think is this one here. I should thicken the triangle walls. Let's zoom out a bit on 515. Nope, let's go back. I thought I did. I thought I made them at level 2. Yeah, let's try 3 then. Maybe I should also change the color. I don't know to what. Nothing screams to me. Anyways, I would like to see a rejection, not a bounce, but a rejection, a fall, breakthrough here, here, and so on and so forth. Anyways, all right, I don't want to make my videos so long again. I went to do my morning routine and have a shower, and while I was sitting on the throne, I hear just all this noise in the bathroom, like someone's cleaning equipment, metal equipment, or something in the tub, and it's just scraping the tub and banging around. I'm thinking, wow, even in the morning in the bathroom, you can't get you can't escape the noise from this moron neighbor upstairs. And I just walk out and start recording, and I hear them upstairs dropping things on the floor, making noise. You know what? I wish I could win the lottery and buy the unit above them and then just go all out in construction and have people just randomly dropping heavy things. I'll pay someone to come live there, and your job is just to drop heavy things on the floor randomly throughout the night, just so they can get a taste of their own medicine. That would just be glorious. That would be the most sweetest revenge. Before I lived here, I lived in this place I call the Roach Motel. Reason is because the neighbor on one side of me was this couple, and one was apparently a doctor, and his job or his personal business was to drive people's home and be one of those doctor on wheels, I guess. I don't know. And I knew they were kind of nasty. They just struck me as nasty people. And one day they just kept hitting the wall again and again and again, like they're throwing something in the wall or banging things around. And it was like Sunday at 11:30 at night. And this is the creepy thing. I kept hearing this from my door, I mean from the wall. And when I would exit my door, because I don't know how to put it, but the entrance to my apartment was on one side of, it's like a rectangular apartment, and their entrance was right next to my door. So it's sort of like it's a mirror of the two. So I would enter on the right side of my apartment, they would enter on the left side of their apartment, if that makes sense. So the doors are right next to each other. I come outside and I stand outside their door, and I'm like, what are they doing? Are they having a domestic? Why do I keep hearing things slamming against the wall and banging against the floor? And just as I put my ear to the door, they open it, which I thought was creepy. And I said to them, "Hey, listen, it's 11:30 at night on a Sunday. Is there any reason why you guys are, banging things around?" And it looks like they were trying to clean, but frantically. And I always thought that these people were kind of filthy. And when they moved out, um, maybe about a week or two after they moved out finally, and I thought, no, I knew I wasn't gonna get any peace and quiet because they're actually the quietest neighbor. It was the neighbor on the other side, um, this like black guy in his late 20s that I don't know if he was on a trust fund or what. He didn't work. He didn't have a car. He had a boat, as big a slap in the face as that is, and he was always home, never left, and always playing video games or having some girl over or smoking weed. That's all he did. He did not he did not work. And it could be like 3, 4 in the morning and he's yelling, screaming, playing video games, and more than a few times I've knocked on his door and he'll open the door with his headset on, holding the video game controller in his hand. Like what? And man, I knew what was needed to make him quiet, but unfortunately, it's not legal. But the other side, when they left, after about a week or two, my apartment was flushed with those German roaches. I couldn't get rid of them. They were everywhere. I would like come home and there's roaches all like maybe like a dozen roaches, small roaches on my door as they're trying to work their way into my apartment. And I realized that they came from the neighbors on the other side because they were just as filthy as I always imagined that they were. And all these roaches, now they had no food source, were now coming into my apartment. But man, I don't think I've ever lived anywhere in my entire life, and I've been on my own since my 20s, my early 20s. I've never lived anywhere where I didn't have to deal with noisy or filthy neighbors next door. Humans are obnoxious, annoying creatures, and it's no greater luxury than to be able to live apart from them, which is why most wealthy people live in like big homes with a big land around or whatever. Not even famous, just wealthy. Anyways, so very little volume going on here. This is a 50-minute, right? Okay, let's look. We've got our bounce at the January 22 trend. We got a clean bounce, I guess, after all, at this channel I found here. If this breaks, then this is going to be the key to go short, I would think. On ES, something similar, of course. This is clearly forming a supply, which seems to be confluent with the second demand that was formed yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this. But since I wouldn't consider this to be, no, for now, this is major supply because the market is open. So let's just leave it as solid. Okay. And I'm guessing this is also confluent to 3950. No, 3950 was down here. So bulls are trying to reclaim 3950, like Adam said. And in claiming 3950, that would take them to what would be 3980 equivalent on SPY. Probably 396. No, not even. Actually more like 394. So when we got to this dip down here, this would have been a good time to get in here. Well, I'm gonna put an alert here and see if we can get down to, get back down there. I'm gonna be greedy. I want something lower. What was this? 45? Yeah, I want something lower than that. And it looks like we're forming a demand here. And this candle's going to close in a couple minutes. Wait, no. Right? Yes. No. I'm sorry. 45 was the first candle. So this won't close until 10 o'clock. My math not mathing. But I have a feeling this is going to hold, so I'm just going to draw it for now. First major demand formed. And let's look at VIX. Yep, that's interesting. So we had our bounce off of the bottom of the triangle, but then a rejection at this minor level I found, and we're coming back down. So I guess for a bullish scenario, we need to break below this triangle and break back down again. Still, oh my God, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just not focused at all. I wanted this to switch back. Actually, if I had another screen, I actually would want a screen where I have my call on one side and my put on the other side. And then I want this on another screen in three different time frames if possible. That's Adam Mancini. After a 60-point overnight drop in ESF, starting the day with consolidation above the critical 3935 support, and that zone is now heavily tested. 3935 support. Okay, likely last shot for a bounce off it here with 3980 4K remaining next targets up. 3935 fails, we get leg down to 3912, then 3900. You know, I feel bad. I always read his tweets, but I just never like them. I don't know if he really cares about that. It doesn't occur to me. I don't think he needs that kind of support anyways. So yeah, this, if I wasn't in the shower and this happened at 9:45, this would be a good spot to go long here. A couple options. Nope, I couldn't even afford a couple options. One option at 45. Sorry. And bulls have reclaimed 3950, so yeah, as long as they can break above this supply, I see no resistances up until 3978, 3980. So they may end up knocking it back up after all. But this level is so heavily tested, if we come back down here again, there's a good chance that it'll fail. So I won't, unless they chop sideways for a while, I'm not going to get my opportunity to go long again. This was my chance. It's funny because when I was in the shower, I thought, you know what, I'm doing my morning routine right about the time the market opens. And every time I do that, an opportunity for a trade forms and I miss out on it. And I just shrugged. I'm like, yeah, you know what, whatever. If I'm there and I trade, it's a fail. If I'm not there and there's an opportunity that I don't take, it would be a win. So I can't. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. And yeah, it looks like they're having trouble getting over this current major supply that was formed pre-market and post or aftermarket or open market, whatever. Anyways, I think I'm gonna make my smoothie early today. I'm starving, and I'll come back later if anything major happens. So I realized a mistake I made is hoping that this will pull back. Like I just said that it's like not gonna happen. I thought maybe we might retest this trend line, but it looks like instead we retested this line here. What I probably should have done, since 380 is the target, is switch to a higher option, a further out strike. Right now I'm at 394. If I had chosen 395, waited for a bit of a pullback, see right here, I could have gotten in maybe at 50. it still seems, I'm surprised that for now this supply is staying strong. Let's see what happens, because yeah, I might get my opportunity to go. This might reject, give me a chance to go long again, but this rejection might continue all the way down here for all I know. Right now the supply seems to be pretty strong. We just, right before, I don't, maybe I didn't catch it, but right before this candle started, this was pushing up. I thought this was gonna go. You can see here. Let's go back to 394. This hit over $100. It was getting there, and then it rejected and went back down. So I have to see what happens. I mean, do we get another retest of here? I mean, technically that isn't the 3935 area, so we could retest this demand zone here, and it'll be a confluence of this trend and here, but I don't know if we'll make it back down there again. It would be great if we did. And I can get a retest and use 394 still. But it looks like this level is still holding for now. Let's take a look at the VIX. Yeah, we got a rejection here. This is confluent to that supply that was formed, and then we just started a new candle up here and broke through this. I wonder if I have a level here that I should consider. Still, the best time to have gone long would have been here and then exited here, or on the SPY here and then exited here. Here, exit here. There's no guarantee it'll break through, but we didn't quite make it here. Although the bulls are still holding 3950, and that's what they want to hold. Still, I would really like a retest of this level here, near the overnight or pre-market lows. But then again, if it gets down there, it may not come back up. So I didn't realize I didn't put this level here on the demand on SPY. I did it on ES, but I didn't do it on SPY. It doesn't look as clean on SPY as it does on ES. Nonetheless, we did get a retest of the level here. So interestingly, this may be the spot to go long, but I want to see, what I would like to see is a breakdown and a quick recovery here. That's what I would like to see. But this would mean bulls will have to lose 3950 and then quickly recover. But as Adam Mancini said, as long as they hold 3935, that's the key. But they don't want to retest 3935, so maybe if we can just quickly lose 3950, dip to 3940, and then a quick recovery, I don't know. Or maybe I should just go long here, but I'm reluctant to do so because, one, the risk to reward isn't that great. This will cost a lot of my account, probably almost all of my account. And if I was lucky enough to get this to turn back around and push back up even to the supply again, I may make only 30-40 bucks. That's the ES alert I put just above the demand zone. if somebody was going short here and then was filled and then this happened, it would make them want to I would think sell. I'm not sure what that would mean. If that would force this to go down, I don't know. I don't know how that works. On VIX, I would like to see another retest of this area here. Oh my god, I hate this piece of garbage upstairs, man. Alright. Well, looks like the bulls are turning it around. So it won't go as low as I would like. Damn it, dude. This is what I'm asking for. Created the demand. Demand is being retested. Am I hesitating because I'm afraid? Or is my fear justified? That there's not enough of an edge to really risk almost all of my account on this one trade, even if it is for a scalp. It's funny how I'm holding my hand above the mouse like a finger over trigger. Like it's that easy to get in or out of the trade anyways. I suppose if you do a market buy, but I refuse. I always get screwed with those. Well, if I had put my buy limit at around 50, I'll be up 15 bucks. But I said I wanted to be greedy. I wanted to retest 45 again. And that's not what's happening. Damn it. Yep. There it is. Bulls are turning this around. Quick recovery of 2950. Pushing this back up. So I was right and wrong. I was right when I should have taken the trade, and I was wrong for my reasons for not taking it, I guess. Five minutes till this candle closes, and I would think bulls will want to close this candle above 3950, which it looks like they're very well on their way. Look at this. This went from one big red candle, and bulls just turned this all the way around. I was wrong. I should have gotten in. It gave me everything I asked for. It gave me a clean demand, a retest of that demand, so I can get back in. I was too greedy. I wanted it to be lower. So I'm arguing over like literally $5. Had I gotten in here at 51, 55, and it looks like this may well push even higher back up to where it was before. I could put my sell limit at 85, 95. and make 40 bucks on the day. Or I can sell at 85, but I think it'll make its way to 95. It'll slowly push up. In fact, with the effort the bulls have made here, they're going to keep this pushing. This is going to go to about 105. Should have gotten in. But then again, if I had traded and it had fallen, then I would say, oh, you should have known better. There wasn't really an edge, or it was too volatile, or any number of excuses. You know what's funny too? This girl that stole from me, I complained about her to a couple of my friends, both Italian. The Italian one I worked out with and the Italian one that lives in this building. The Italian one that lives in this building was like, oh, that's just how that generation of women are. That's just how they are. Da, 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 da. It's sort of like dismissing her behavior as just that's just the way they are. The other one said to me, "Oh yeah, I got a roommate too. I have like this 24-year-old girl from Spain living with me." And I'm like, "Sleeping in the same bed?" He goes, "No, no, no. I mean, sometimes we lay in the same bed together, but sometimes we'll watch movies together." There it is, 95. There it is. And it's pushing. Like I said, they're not going to make this kind of an effort to turn this around, to give up. So, yep. And it's going to make its way to 105 and probably even higher. Yep, there it is. Wonderful, wonderful. When I take the trade, I get burned. When I don't take the trade, I get burned. What I was saying was, I mentioned the red flags about this girl, and these guys were all like, oh, no, no, dismissing it, right? Now that she's stolen from me, the other one that lives here, the only thing he said was a text saying, sorry this happened. That was it. That's about all the support you'll get from him. While the other one I told you I worked out with was like, man, you should know better. You should, be a better judge of character. You shouldn't even let anyone be living with you at all. It's just funny how people are, man. So here in this trade, if I took this trade and it fell, if I went in at 50 at the bottom here and this fell, then someone can say, well, you should have known better. This is a very volatile day. You shouldn't have taken that trade. That area was very well tested. Da 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 da. Whatever, whatever. But had I taken the trade and put my sell limit at 105, well, there you go. Okay, and it keeps pushing. It looks like we're going to make our way to 3980, the next target, which is not too far here. So, yeah, here you go, guys. Here's a perfect example of my fear keeping me from taking what would have been a good trade. I got everything I asked for. It formed a clean demand. We got a rejection. I didn't think it would come all the way back down, but it did. It didn't come to 45. I wanted to be greedy. It didn't come all the way back down to 45. It would have been nice if it did. I would have entered. Instead, it came back down to about 53. I don't know what the low is here. Maybe 52. I think more likely 53. I could have gotten in, set my sell limit at 104, and could have made 50 bucks today. Oh, you see it's rejecting now? Look where it is on VIX. Oh, wait a minute. For some reason, on my other screen, let me see if this one is with log scale. No, it's not. Okay. Without log scale, okay, come on, man. They're both Sorry, look, this is what I'm looking at here. On this chart, we're bouncing off of the trend, the bottom of the triangle. This is without log scale. But you know what? I can't. I hate Thinkorswim, man. I'm sorry. I don't like Thinkorswim. Please explain to me why this chart is different from this chart. Whether I use log scale or not, it doesn't matter. I don't know. I really don't know. But in any case, we are rejecting or bouncing off of that on. You know what? Who cares? This thing's going to turn around anyways. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm not in the trade. Oh my God. I can't with my brain. This is what I wanted to change. If there was some way just to lock this to be only options and to lock this to be only my list, my watch list, but you know, I get to choose, which is, I don't know. Anyways, man, I'm so distraught right now. I'm so irritated. I'm ready just to close this down and be done for the day. I mean, it wouldn't have been a massive profit, but I would gladly take 50 bucks. That would be 25% of the losses I've had for the past 2 weeks. Gave me everything I wanted. Almost, just not quite to where I wanted to go down to at 45. Really, I should have just gotten in here this morning. Forget the whole demand, supply, whatever. I mean, I had all these confluences. I should have just gone long here at 45 and could have set my sell limit at like 115 or something and made what would that be, 70 bucks? Did we make it to 3980 though? No, again. We're still apparently bouncing at that triangle on VIX, which again, why it doesn't show here, I really don't know. I can't figure it out. Let's see if the studies are different. Carmine study chart, that's what I'm using? What am I using on this one? Large chart default. Okay. Let's try changing this one. You know what? No, I don't want to mess around too much right now. I'll figure this out on a demo or something. Well, we didn't quite make it to 3980. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. And we're pressing back down. But anyways, had I taken this long, I would have already had exited. I think if I went in at 55, I probably would have gotten out at 85 early, knowing me, and been angry that I didn't wait. But still, I would have ended the day in a positive, which is incredibly rare for me. But yes, we are definitely bouncing off that purple bottom triangle here on VIX. Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of what might happen next for the day. We may come back down and retest this level again. But I don't know. I don't see nothing screams out to me. This was the trade to make right here. This was the trade to take. I mean, I said it this morning. Too many things screamed out. Too many things screamed out, and I didn't listen. You know what? This happens so often when I decide to go to the bathroom and take care of my business that these opportunities show up, and I should have listened. We have too many confluences. The trend line here, the trend line here, the trend line here, and it chose right here to bounce. Should have taken this one long and just held, because if I had held, if I had gotten in here, let's say in the low 40s, I would have been scared here, yes, but it came back up again. But then again, to be honest, I probably would have ended up selling here anyways at like 105 to make 60 bucks. I would have wished I had enough money to go back in for a second trade, but I wouldn't have. Anyways, opportunity came and went. I missed out. What can I do? All right. What ended up happening was a supply has been formed, and I didn't put the major supply here on SPY. I realized maybe because I just was using this, but a major supply has formed, and unless a demand is now formed and then retested with a strong push, I'm not taking this long again, because now the risk is even greater. 3980, which I think is supposed to be here, would be the target, but we didn't make it quite there. I think as far as we got was 3972 on ES, and that was this spike up here. Although I do have a resistance here, so I guess one can argue we got to the next resistance, but now we have another supply formed just under there. So bulls will need to get past this, then this, then this, then this to get up to this. On the VIX, that rejection, yeah, I probably should have finished this one thing before. You know what? I'm gonna come back. I want to finish something for this. Hold on. Okay. I was mentioning that it looked like we were rejecting off of. We did reject off of that purple triangle on VIX, but we went to the daily, and we're rejecting from the daily. I wish I can show it here, but obviously it doesn't. Wait a minute. Why is it showing now? I don't know, whatever. So we're rejecting off of this, and we're forming a new demand now on SPY. Or we were. What? Wow. It was a clean demand until I clicked over to VIX and came back. Man. I know this sounds bad. I wish. Um, here's my sort of fantasy situation. I shouldn't even call it a fantasy. More like a realistic fantasy, not a mansion yacht fantasy. It would be nice if I had like a large studio loft on like a third floor. And on the second floor, I want like a 3-story loft. On the third floor is my living area. Nice large area. You ever saw Highlander? I think it was like season 3 or season 4. He had like this loft above like a martial arts studio. But I would want a third floor. I want my loft on the third floor. The second floor, I would want like a personal gym area that maybe I can rent out to some people they can use, just to bring a little extra income. Nothing large, not a large number of people like Highlander did. But on the first floor, I want a garage area. I want a garage area to keep 2 or 3 of my cars. And if I could, and here's where I'm going to go into the fantasy mode, I would love one to be a McLaren. As you can see, I have a strong love of McLaren. I love the 720 and the 675 LT. And I love JDM cars because I used to own an NSX when I was younger. That was before I met some girl that ruined my life and my career, and I had to sell everything. I had an NSX. At one point, I had an S2000. I had a Integra GSR, Yeah, I think it was. So yeah, I'm a JDM fan, and I would love to have my NSX again. That would be great, but I'm being unrealistic. I would love to have one McLaren, just have the McLaren, and I love my BRZ, to be honest. I really love that car. The BRZ is a wonderful car. I would love to modify that and keep her. I named her Eleanor. I'm not getting rid of her if I can help it. So that would be like my fun daily. Um, the McLaren would be, the dream car that I barely drive. And then my daily car, I actually don't know what I would want to have there for a daily. Oh my God, dude. I was hoping to go get myself something to eat finally, but I would make my smoothie. You know what? I might do that and then take care of this. Um, so yeah, supplies formed. Oh yeah, finished my fantasy. Not just a garage, because I'm listening to the soundtrack to Braveheart, and I'm having kind of sad nostalgia. I missed the days when I was in my early 20s and I was in school and I would just be studying, my trigonometry, whatever. And I was very good in school. I was getting honors and whatever. But it was very relaxing to sometimes sit outside during winter in a spot at the university. Well, it wasn't a university, it was a community college. What am I saying? Listen to my Braveheart soundtrack and just do my homework, whether it's the math or whatever, or writing out an essay. Just, yeah, it was more simplistic back then. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. I think I'm just gonna walk away and just leave it alone because even if hypothetically we form a clean demand and we test it again, the fact that Bulls had one, two, three chances to push this up and failed kind of concerns me. In fact, I'm almost wondering if I should switch to a bearish mode and see if this supply gets retested and then we get a rejection. Because this is a very clean supply, confluent with this supply. So yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I gotta get to work. Okay, I keep getting interrupted with work and calls, and I've been watching what's been happening, but I can't act on it. Remember what I said before that I wanted to draw a minor demand that had formed? I mean, just remember, if I say demand, I mean supply and vice versa. I don't think I'll ever get it. So minor supply had formed. Initially, this was the major supply, but once we broke through it and headed back up, this now became a minor supply. A major supply was formed here. I thought we might get a retest maybe to this line, or at best right here, and then a rejection, a strong rejection to give a good play for a put. But actually, this while while I was on the phone, um, now and I also have two other projects I got to finish up. This came back to the minor supply from before in confluence with this trend line and rejected. Let's see if we can find something on VIX. No. I thought about creating a minor area here on VIX. You know what? I might just do it. But as you can see, VIX is already heading up. So it may come back down to hit this point here. And on ES, 3935 is major support. So we may drop down to this level. So yeah, so this would have been a good short. Let's see, let's go back to SPY before we try and figure out where we would have taken our short. $390 would probably be a good put. I couldn't even afford to get in there at 390. Let's try 398. Yeah, I could have afforded to get in here at 398 at about 75 maybe, and set the sell limit at 135. Looks like we're gonna bounce here. Yeah, that would have been a good 60-point win, $6 win right there. However, if this makes its way down to 3935 support, which Adam Mancini says has been well tested, and it falls, then, well, this is going to drop. However, we are back now to our previous pre-market area. It is also possible that the bulls can form a clean demand here and fight back and go back up again. So that's also possible. But anyways, I'm sitting here doing all these play-by-plays and not taking any actual positions, so whatever. Anyways, I need to finish before I forget. Sorry. Okay, I can't finish this project until I get some info, so in the meantime, while I wait for that, it looks like we are trying to form a new demand zone. I'm gonna get rid of this. That was the previous demand that formed. I'm just gonna get rid of it for now. And although we're about 7 minutes in, it looks like the bulls are struggling to push this up. What I would like to see is them close this candle at least up to here, and then start a new candle, and then retest the demand, and then push their way back up. But I'm sitting here asking for what I would like to be given, and they gave me something here, an actionable trade here, and I didn't take it. And it's finally back at 45, where I wanted to get in initially. It even went down to 38. But yeah, again, I'm wary about taking this long, considering that we're just chopping in this small area right here. So, which I suppose is expected. Excuse me. I suppose this is expected after the drop yesterday, where we went from, although this is 2 days in a row, where we've had a pretty strong drop from 402 to 392. Then we came back up to 400 almost, well, let's say 399 to 390, so a 9-point drop. So 2 big drops, all this effort to come back up here to knock back down, to be knocked back down, I guess. And so I guess today's just going to be chop. I suppose I could see if this comes back down and retest and then take this long, but too risky. If I thought this was risky, this is riskier. So I'm gonna go eat. I need my food. Oh, real quick, if you're wondering why the bulls seem to be stuck at this spot right here, what's causing the issue? Sort of invisible blockage. It's VIX. They're trying to break through this line right here, which they just did. Oh, there's Adam Mancini. Oh, and that obnoxious lady that insists on me getting a key. This lady hasn't even met me, hasn't seen the apartment, but she keeps bothering me about whether or not I've gotten a key to give to her, so she can come in here in her new home that she hasn't even paid for. Anyways, we're now on 3 hours of wide range, nearly random chop around 3950 magnet level in ES, spiking 7 points shy of my 3980 first target to 3973 before returning to the 3950 zone. Same drill. 3980 4K remain in play as long as 3935 keeps holding. 3935 starts to fail, or 3935 fail starts leg to 3912 4K. I think he means 3900. So anyways, bulls are pushing through. They've broken past um, that resistance on VIX, that daily resistance. Now they got to get past VWAP, and it looks like this new supply that was formed, and then up here is going to be quite the uphill battle, and there's too many obstacles in the way for me to take this trade now. So anyways, that was my quick update. Okay, it gave me what I wanted. The next candle formed. It didn't quite make it up to here, but we got a retest close to support. I even put an alert hoping we'll get a little bit closer. We didn't. I still could have gotten in here. It looks like at like 40. Um, and then, I don't know, this may be the push to finally make its way back up, because like Adam Mancini says, he believes as long as we hold above here, we should get to here, and then eventually up to here. This is about 4,000 on ES. Let's look at ES. He believes as long as we're above 3935, we should make it up to 3980, and then eventually 4,000. So that's a little bit higher than the overnight high for ES, which is right here. So 4,000. So is this going to be it? I don't know. If it is, then I'm screwed. I missed out on it. But unfortunately, I'm still working on this other project, and I'm still not getting a chance to eat. So still not done. I still got more stuff to do, but here we go. Formed a new demand. Demand was retested. Didn't go as low as I wanted. I should have just put a buy in here. This candle started at 11:30. At 11:30, we got probably as low as about 42, maybe 44-ish. And if I had held, here we are now coming up to 84. And maybe I would put my sell limit. Well, no, I probably would just sell here, but it looks like we broke it. So there we go. I can probably put the sell limit at maybe 94 at this point, and would have made 50 bucks right here. So I got a second opportunity. Look, nope, I take that back. It might even go to 104. But I would have sold at 94, and look at that. 50 bucks could have been made right here. But I made excuses not to go long here. I made excuses not to go long here. And I had two clean opportunities to make money, and didn't take either of them, because I wanted it to go back to a point as Adam Mancini. We are now on 3 hours of wide range, nearly random chop. Wait, no. This is one of those times where Twitter didn't go to the home area. Okay. No, that is what he was saying. Is he just is he resending what he sent before? It looks like it. Yeah, but anyways, there we go. Trust in the power of Adam Mancini. I should have taken this long, ignored whatever resistances were here, and just trusted his. Because look at this, we're now at 3974, just shy of 3980. So if I had taken this long here, jumped in here, and then exited here, would have made 50 bucks, which is no small change. That's almost double my crappy little account. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I was given not one, but two clean opportunities to take the trade. 15-minute demand was formed here, retested, could have taken that long, didn't. 15-minute demand was formed here, retested, could have taken that long, didn't. So the market gives me opportunities and I don't take it. Now, I'm trying to be too hard on myself, because let's be honest, every time I do take the opportunity, I end up getting burned anyways. So what are you gonna do? I hate when I say that. What are you gonna do? I'm getting tired of hearing myself say that. I bet others are as well. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go finally get something to. Oh no, I still have something to do. Okay. Finally finished with everything, and yeah, it's just the busier I get, the more likely the market is gonna rally or do what it needs to do, as long as I'm not in the trade. So Again, very clean, perfect demand formed, retested. Could have gotten in down here at 40, low 40s. Finally made it to just shy of 3980, Adam Mancini's target. And this thing looks like it peaked at maybe 110, 111. So 110 minus $40, that's how much I could have made. Doubling my account today, possibly, had I taken that trade. And I'm starting to ask myself, what is the fine line between justified, rational, um, a justified, rational decision not to take a trade because the risks are too high, and just rationalizing my own fear of taking the trade, just making justifications to not take the trade. I have a system. It worked perfectly with my system. Even if I did MK system of only trading after 10:30, here we go. I'm fairly certain MK and his group took this trade. They probably exited early, but I'm sure they took this trade. And $450 and we're just now getting to 3980. There we go. Look at that. $100. Oh my God, dude. We're now at 3984 and at my heavy order interest, which is just a line that's I've had there for the longest time. But there we go. Had I taken the opportunity to jump in here, had I taken the pullback here, the retest close to the demand that had been formed, had I been patient and waited, I could have made $100 today. Not one, but two opportunities to go long. Obviously, this was the better one. Dude. Oh yes, and I haven't even been looking at VIX. Broke below. Wonder where the retest. I think the retest. Yeah, the retest of that demand zone that had been formed is here. That's the retest. And broke through this daily. And from my point of view, nothing holding it back. If bulls can break through 3980, they can probably make their way to 4,000, which probably be, I don't know, maybe here or here. I don't know. I'm gonna guess here. Probably 4,000. But I would have sold by now. I mean, this thing made it up to 150. Meaning, meaning I could have got in way down here when I was talking about it. Okay, I made an omelet. Um, like I said, the only two things that piece of trash girl left, despite all the many things she stole from me, was some eggs and a pair of pants. The pants are useless, but I used the eggs, her eggs, plus some of my eggs to make an omelet. So I'm gonna sit down to eat in a bit. While I was in the kitchen, though, unfortunately, this pulled back. I could have gotten in here in the high 50s, low 60s, and if this makes it up to this supply that was formed, I could potentially sell, or I could have potentially sold at maybe 90 or something, or it made 20 bucks at 80, but whatever, man. I'm done. Um, unless a really obvious possible trade happens in the afternoon, which I don't know if that's going to even be the case. Um, 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 Whatever. I'm just done, and I have my client later on, so I have to leave like around 3:45, 3:30 to make sure I get there on time. Because Fridays in the afternoon the traffic is terrible here on the beach. So yeah. Another update here. I had another opportunity to go long again and missed it. This was when I was making breakfast earlier, right? I think so. And I missed out on that one, and it's been sort of chop. We had a pretty strong. No, this is when. Hold on. Yeah, this is when I was making breakfast. This was my chance to get back in, and I could have gotten in at about low low 60s, high 50s. Once again, we dropped, but this was like the lowest it got was like 70. That was here. We had this bounce off this SMA, it looks like, and same SMA. This was a previous resistance, and on VIX, that pullback was right here. So yeah, so it looks like we're well on our way to probably pushing to 4,000. Hold on, I'm wondering. I don't know if I want to get something further out the money. I'd rather see a pullback first. And you know what? No, no. I had my chance to trade twice, 3 times today, and I failed. So, but if this is gonna make its way to 4,000, it's gonna be down here. Adam Mancini did tweet. That was about an hour ago, so I'm late on this. But he goes, today I've been posting as long as 3935 keeps holding, 3980 4K are in play, and that certainly happened. Well, the first one, 3980. After holding 3935, it took its time, but ESF finally clipped 38980 first target, 3984 high of the day, and now we've made a new high at this point. Because this tweet was an hour ago. 4K is next up above, but likely more basing chop first. Bulls want to continue holding 3950 now. So I guess if there is a pullback to 3950, which I highly doubt is going to happen, 3950 is way down here. In fact, one could argue the other reason why I should have taken this long is that bulls held 3950, so that was my chance to take this long all the way back. And 394 was what I was using, right? All the way back here. I could have taken this long. Where was it? It was here at 38. So, yeah, opportunity was given. I was cowardly. I didn't take the trade, and yeah, it does amaze me. There's two main patterns with me with trading. I take the trade, and I get burned. I lose money, and it'll go down. I basically pick the top where the price would turn around and start to go down. That's one of the top 3 or 4 trades I take. Being dumb enough to take a trade right when it's at the peak and it's about to turn around and go down on me. The other one is I take a trade and my impatience wins through and I exit when it goes against me, when I should have waited, or I exit early when it goes in my favor, making only a small profit when I should have waited. So basically patience. That's like the other 30% of my trades. And then the other 30% are trades where I say I should take them, but I don't. And if I had, I would have made money. So that's pretty much the 3 main types of trades I make. The ones that burn me, the ones that I let burn me and they shouldn't have, and the ones I should have taken but don't. Anyways, this may be my last video for today. I still have about an hour before I have to leave for my client, so I might make another one. I'm just angry at myself. This formed a very clean supply, and that was the reason why I was hesitant to take this long, because we had what looked like a minor. I'm gonna get rid of this, by the way. Remove minor supply. This trend. I forgot what this even was, but I might get rid of that. The supply that just formed today, and this was there from before. So I was reluctant to take the trade, and I should have. This to here would have been the most excellent trade. Very good trade. In fact, the sad reality is if I hadn't bothered to wait for, actually, this one started at 11:15, right? 11:15. If I could have gotten in a couple options at, it would have to be like 40. No, no, like 39. A couple options at 39. I might have had enough in my account to go both ways. And then I could have exited one here and held the other one for the exit here or something like that. Or been ballsy and hold both. Anyways, my last video I made, I think we bounced here and we pushed back up. We fell here and this candle started at 1345, which is I think is here. Right around here, we dropped down to 70. I thought about getting in, but again, this is using pretty much most of my account. But had I gotten in, could have maybe made, what, 50 bucks, it looks like. If I got in at 70, actual 70, I don't know if it really got to 70 or not. I don't know if this really made it up to 121 or not. It's hard to see here. But yeah, today was a day rife with opportunities and I didn't take any of them. So what are you going to do? The only thing I can say positively is this is a day where I didn't lose money. Because if you don't take a trade, you don't have to risk losing money. Adam Mancini did tweet here. I love his seasonality reminders. I don't know why, but I love this seasonality chart. Good time to review this as focus more on. Good time to review seasonality in SPX, as posted. Seasonals have tracked very well since February 1st, and they continue to. Mid-March, on average, sees a low bottoming process and playing out with March 13th defending lows. But see, I could have swore he sent one another time, and I made a video like almost 2 weeks ago where it looked like we would start to rally in the beginning of March. But then I showed one seasonality chart that I have that shows that we actually dip down in the middle of March, and then it's towards the end that we start to rally. But anyways, if this continues, seasonals remain bullish until early May. Yeah, April is supposed to be a very bullish month. I don't know. I'm not sure what's supposed to happen or what's going to happen to make that month bullish. Ooh, look at it there. And we are now about to approach 4,000's final target for Adam Mancini. You know what the hilarious thing is? If you were doing futures, right? And let's say you get Adam Mancini's newsletter already, and you know that 4,000 is probably going to be the target, and we may go short from there. If you were ballsy when you're sleeping, you might buy one or two contracts to short it. If you put it right at 4,000, you probably wouldn't have gotten filled because it didn't quite get there. So you missed that chance for a short. No big deal. You wake up in the morning, you see the target is 390. You know what? If we're doing futures, we wouldn't be looking at SPY anyways, would we? You know 3935 is the support. So you probably would have put a buy limit overnight right here just above support in case we get filled. And if you have this chart like this, you can probably have a confluence here. So you got Adam Mancini's major level and this confluence here. So you would have entered here at 8 o'clock. You would have been filled. Have your stop loss below here. No risk of stop loss getting kicked here. No risk of stop loss getting kicked here. Here we go. We hit just shy 3995. And of course, why be greedy? If you got in multiple contracts here, or here's something else. Let's say you got in whatever your buy limit was. Now you're awake. Market opens. You decide to add to your position. You add to your position. You exit some of your position here at first target of 3980. Where is that? Finally. So you exit some of your position here at 3980. Knowing Adam Mancini, he exited 75% of his position here, and he held a runner with a stop loss to break even probably here at 3950, and he probably already exited the rest of his position here. Beautiful. It's beautiful. I need to figure out how to trade futures and practice it. Now, will I ever have the funds to actually trade it? I honestly don't know. I really don't. I don't see how I can come up with the money. Um, I posted on Instagram, there was a fascinating scientific post about chaos. Um, they were showing like this device that had like little ball bearings, and the ball bearings will fall and bounce, and all these little spikes that are sticking out in different patterns, and then the ball bearings would fall. But I guess they were talking about how some scientists would say that even in chaos, there's some predictability, and they were showing some other devices that would move in these weird, so-called chaotic ways, but they created sort of these mathematical formulas that are sort of like the bell curve, and saying that on average, this is where like the ball bearings that fall, on average they'll fall in the middle here and form a pile, and then the extremes they usually be around this amount in the extremes here. So you can almost guess that on average, most of them will fall towards this middle section here. And I said jokingly in a comment um, that even predicting a certain pattern in chaos is probably a little bit easier than day trading. Just a joke. And I hate social media because I hate people, and most people are trolls. And of course, some troll and trolls are always the same, especially on Instagram. They usually have no picture, or if they do, it's some douchey Chad with some cars or some photography or whatever, trying to act tough or hard or whatever. Maybe somebody who has a wad of cash and shows a, I don't know. There was a time when Instagram was really popular with that. People showing like weapons with gold plating on top of a Gucci pattern. Oh God, just humans are so obnoxious, man. But this troll responded saying, "LOL, day trading is easy." Oh, man, there's always a troll, man. But yeah, if day trading was easy, most people would be doing this for a living, and not, busting their butt working 10-hour shifts on their feet all day to make 12, $15 an hour. Um, Man. Well, let's zoom out a bit since we have some time. We're gonna go back to the 1030. So this pattern I found here, I wish I had found this earlier and then created a parallel here. This this would have been a great spot to take this long here, even though we didn't really get a retest of this demand, although this is 30, sorry. Let's see what it looks like on a 15. Yeah, this was the retest. And I guess this is even better because of this line here. You can, if you went long here, you would probably feel more, well, I don't know. I don't know if you're in the trade, I don't know how you'll feel when you're negative in your investment, but if this existed, you saw this here, maybe you would not panic as much below here and just wait to see what happens here. I don't know, but this was a quick recovery and then zoom. Of course, this jump isn't, well, you know what? I don't know. This is a pretty good run. This has been grinding all day. This happened between, this happened in 1 hour, this push right here. Whereas this push was pretty much all day. So yeah, this is a pretty good run. Um, and from an options point of view, since time is your enemy, the fact that this rallied so quickly is also pretty good. If you entered here though, if you entered here, this would have really killed your premium. So the question is, what's going to happen? Oh God, let's try this again. Let me zoom it back out. What's going to happen here now? Are we going to make it up to this point? And if we do, if seasonality holds, because Monday is going to be the 27th, if seasonality holds based on Adam's chart, and look, I'll pull up the seasonality one more time here. I love how it always opens on the other screen. Okay, no. So the chart that Adam Mancini is using is different. You know what? Let's Let me download his. I know I have it somewhere else. I'm gonna download this one and then email this one to myself. Nope, nope. Email, not text message. And then I'm gonna add this. Which one is this one though? I wish I had. I don't know if this one's a 30 year or if his is the 20 year. I'm gonna see if there's a way I can combine the two so I can look at them in just one picture. But looking at this one for now, I'll check my email later. This is not what happened. This is definitely not what happened. But it looks like based on this one, the last half of March is choppy. But end of March, beginning of April, and most of April is going to be a strong rally or fairly bullish. So I'm going to check the email in a second, and I'll come back showing the other chart, the one that Adam Mancini posted. Okay, here's the seasonality chart that Adam Mancini has. So this is what's been following more likely. We had our dip in mid-March. We've had our rally-ish, and it looks like I said, April is supposed to be strong. So let's see how that goes. And price is pushing back up, and we're gonna hit 3995, 4,000 soon. That's inevitable. So yeah, man. If I had just gone long, if I forget about the MK strategy for today. I mean, I'm not denying that the strategy doesn't work, but if you had just followed Adam Mancini's strategy and taken yourself long at 3936, which the closest we got to it for an options point of view, because you couldn't go before the morning. We tested it in the morning here, but you could have gotten in here, which was perfectly confluent to this line I found. Well, no, Adam Mancini already put this line before. Get in here, $400, and hell, I mean, I guess you could have sold here and made your profits, but if you decided to sell only half of it or get back in again, there's your second chance right here. If this thing pushes to 4,000 after all, I'm guessing this is going to reach to 165, meaning if you had gotten in down here at this second opportunity that was given to me, which was, I think, here. That was when I was making breakfast right at around 12 o'clock. Yeah, here. Well, there's another opportunity to make $100 or $1,000. Today was rife with opportunities, man. Lots of follow through, a great day to trade, and I chose not to. Oh, look, another dude is sending me a message for, it amazes me. If I put female only, guy sees it and he's like, hey, I don't care. I'm still gonna send him a message. Anyways, I might make one more video just for a follow up to see um, if we do break past 4,000. But if I had to predict next week, bulls need to hold 3950, 3935, the latest, the lowest, to keep things in play. And I'm gonna guess the top of that channel here is 40. Oh, it's 4012, 4011. So by Sunday, this top might end up being, I don't know. My brain's tired of thinking about this right now. I wanna shower again and get ready. Okay, last video for me. I probably shouldn't wear this shirt with a logo. I don't work here anymore. Temporary time I was working there, it seemed like fun, but the bosses I had weren't really pleasant people. Remember I was going to look at a further out strike. I was looking at maybe 396. Was it 396? I think it was, or 397. I don't remember what it was I was looking at. I think it was 396. And yeah, looks like I should have done that. So as you can see now, we are now at 4,000, 4,001. So as usual, the prophet Adam Mancini was right on with his targets. Sometimes I wish with his newsletter, although he does write a lot in his newsletter. Mostly he does like trade recaps, which I used to like reading, but it's sometimes it's not worth. No, I wouldn't say it's not worth. How do I put this? A lot of his trades end up being pre-market or aftermarket, and it's hard to follow that because I can't trade at that time. But in any case, so 395.1 is around 4,000. It's confluence of 4,000. We finally made it there. What I meant to say is, I wish when he posts his levels, when he posts them, he'll say if this is a major level or a minor level, and sometimes he'll post why this level is important and explain where it ties into with the trend lines on the map, whatever, whatever. Or he'll say, oh, this was the January high or something like that. But sometimes I wish he'll label the levels and explain them a little bit more because I'm still trying to figure out why 3935 was so important. Other than it being well, for me it's the January trend line, but he has his January trend line different. It seems to change all the time. But yeah, I don't know what makes that level important. Um, but in any case, he was right. We got to 4,000. Um, what else did I want to mention? I don't know. Something else I wanted to mention. Well, yeah, here that I wish I had waited for a pullback to a previous resistance, a previous support. So maybe here or here, and taken this long with a further out strike of 397, 396, 395 would have been the safer bet. Um, and I think that's the one I was looking at before, 395. So that would have been a better trade. And looks like we got to 40 several times. So I could have taken that trade waiting for the final push to 4,000. And yeah, this would have been a good trade. But again, even though today offered many opportunities to go long, I didn't take any of them. And yeah, I'm gonna regret it because days like this are rare. Actually, days like both of these. I mean, this was FOMC, so this was a bit challenging. But if I followed um, the rules and wait, did I have this before? No, I added this today as well. If I had seen some of these trend lines and played smarter, I could have known to take this short and then take this short. I wouldn't know to take this long just yet, but adding this and putting this together will tell you to take this long. And sometimes small channels like this, it doesn't follow through for very long. So it's possible we may get a rejection at this line at the top, but I don't think it's going to happen. Chances are, especially considering that we're trying to follow the seasonality chart, we're going to break through this and rally. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in myself. I didn't take any trades I should have taken today, and yeah, I'm not burned. I'm not negative. So this is one day where I come away and I'm not negative for once. But I didn't take any trades, so I would rather have been positive. So anyways, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here, and I'll try and post this tonight.